Hello everyone, I am CoolGuy, and today we're going to be going over the Week 2 vendor Angel's Advocate. This is a review, so let's jump right on in. It's of the rate of fire of 42, 38 impact class of Scout. Now there are only 5 legendary versions of this archetype in Destiny's history: the Angel's Advocate, Distant Star, Quip Dweller, High Road Soldier, and the 1-to-1 Synesthete. Now these are molded after the popular MIDA multi-tool archetype as far as rate of fire and impact, and of the legendaries, only the Distant Star and Angel's Advocate can be used at current light level. It has a range of 47, stability of 42, reload of 74, aim assist of 67, recoil direction of 47, and an equip speed of 67. The role is red dot ORA, the range lens RLS3, which is like the MIDA multi-tool and the OEG rifle scope. Perks are Outlaw or Last Resort, Small Bore or Explosive Rounds, and then Firefly. Now this is the only legendary scout of this archetype up to light level that can roll like this, and by that, meeting the popular Fatebringer role: Outlaw, Explosive Rounds, and Firefly. And I don't have to spend too much time talking about this perk combination, but it is worth talking about the Fatebringer in comparison to this Angel's Advocate. And I plan on going into the future a little bit, and it's not going to be a popular opinion, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Year 3 Fatebringer, and I said it. No range perks, and at this point in the game, with all the nerfs that we've had to hand cannons, and we're using the Fatebringer again, it just doesn't perform and feel the same. And the funny thing is, a lot of players have said the same thing to me, but for some reason, a lot of players are scared or hesitant to say that. For me, it comes down to range and fall off, and if I'm using an Icebreaker or a Dragon's Breath, I won't be using the non-adept Fatebringer. I'll be using something like this Angel's Advocate. And if my reason for using the Fatebringer is the arc, I would just use the Supercell. I think it outperforms it. And if I want range and damage and Oracle Disruptor, the Arc Praetus Timepiece just outdoes it. That's my opinion. It's a shell of its former self. I respect yours, but that's mine. But with this Angel's Advocate, you have the option of Explosive Rounds or Small Bore, and both are okay. Explosive Rounds spread the damage around a little bit, and if you go Small Bore, the magazine drops to 12, and again, that's okay. You can land a headshot, you have Outlaw to get that fast reload, or you can just simply reload because it's a scout rifle and has decent inherent reload speed. And that's where this weapon really shines in PvE. It's an all-around solid weapon, and with this Fatebringer roll, you have the distance of a scout. That includes damage over distance, fall off, the ability to proc Firefly at a distance. You have crowd controlled with that Firefly and Explosive Rounds. And I use the ranged RLS3, and I think of it like a MIDA Fatebringer, because it kind of is. Open sight with a non-restrictive recoil pattern. And PvE weapons are starting to get crowded again, but that's a good thing. Currently, I'm having fun with the Epilogue, the Fang, the Vision, and I'm really looking forward to a Firefly Adept Smite of Moraine. And I've said it before, it kind of takes something special to warrant usage. And this kind of role is so rare, and especially on a Scout, on an Angels, it's enough for me to hold on to, and I mean that. I'm going to be keeping this one as a strict fun weapon. In boss TPS, I would probably switch to probably a Dogma, but the Firefly Outlaw reload will never get old. And in PvP, you can do decently with it. It's a strong archetype of Scout, but with this archetype, it asks you to be precise. It does 57 to the head, 38 to the body. So 4 headshots or 6 body shots, and the numbers make it to where you have to land at least 3 headshots for a 4-shot kill. The damage and fire rate are in a good enough spot that you can kind of defend yourself in close quarters if you need to, but that's not really advised or recommended. It's a Scout, play to its strength, play the range game with it. And the original vendor role of the Outlaw Reactive Reload probably suits PvP better. And I go in between Small Bore and Explosive Rounds, and Explosive Rounds are nice, and they do indeed apply flinch, a flashing of the enemy's screen. Now the issue with Explosive Rounds in both PvE and PvP is the inconsistency of registering headshots and actually seeing where you're hitting because of the Explosive Rounds. It's a give-take, a love-hate relationship, and Explosive Rounds, I mean, on top of that, can stop Firefly from proccing, and even sometimes Outlaw. That's one of those things you have to try for yourself, and you will be the deciding factor. We're in the closing hours of this role being available, and maybe you might have some marks, you can pick it up, and tomorrow when the reset comes, you're going to have enough from the story missions, and you're going to have marks all over again. But from what you've seen from the gameplay, and from what we've talked about, you have to ask yourself, could this be something that you would use? Because most are set in PvE. They have that lovely Badger or Cryptic Dragon or the old Hung Jury. And take into consideration the large amount of PvE weapons that we have, including Adept. And again, I just love the Fatebringer role, especially using it on the Scout now. And I really enjoy that, and I find value in that, but that's just me. I want to know about you, so let me know in the comments section if you guys picked it up, what you're thinking, and if you haven't, why not? Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.